Hey guys, Wendler here, and today we're going through some solo queue tips and suggestions for new players and returning players to help you guys have a better time adapting to Destiny 2 and how the gameplay is a little bit different than what we're used to with Destiny 1. I have three major tips I will get into, and this gameplay in the background is actually a comeback as we were down about 35 to 7 and we ended up coming back and winning this game by I think over 10 points or 10 points to kill. So just jumping right into it, the very first point I have is don't leave games if you're a solo queue player. As I said, this gameplay in the background is a prime example. We were down 35 to 7 and stuck with it. We lost a player. Another player joined late. We came back and we won. Main reason for this being is the deficits in control aren't as massive as what they seemed like in Destiny 1. You're down 30 kills with one cap. Yeah, it's going to be hard, but you cap a second point, you immediately cut what you're down in half. 30 kill lead turns into 15 with two caps, turned into 7 with 3. So it's very important you kind of just stick with it, stick with your team. If I can come back down essentially 30 points in a 75 score cap game, you could do it now that the score cap is set to 100 and the Mercy Rule bracket has been extended. It should not be that tough of a time if you just stick through and grind it out. And if you do lose, the benefit to that is you played the game out and you have a chance for rewards at the end. If we go back to the year 1 Destiny loot pool, there might be some very, very good things you could pull from PvP during the end of each game. And if you leave a game 4 minutes in to just jump into another, you essentially played 2 games then for 1 reward. And logically that doesn't make sense, especially if you're trying to gear up as a player. The second major point to get into is that skill-based matchmaking is more relaxed in quick play and more intense in competitive. The reason this is good is as a solo queue player, you get more freedom in quick play now. You don't have to worry about every game being a major sweat fest or getting stomped every game because you're playing a 4-man team, etc., etc. Now when you dive in, like I said, you have that freedom to just kind of do what you want. Now, in terms of competitive, I would highly suggest not going into competitive solo. The reason for this is it will be like going into Overwatch or League or insert game that requires teamwork solo, and now you don't even have comms. This makes it essentially like a toss in the air. You just take a bunch of cards, throw them in the air, you grab one, and you hope those are your good teammates and that card was good. And it's just a rough thing to have to deal with, and it'll hurt your overall gameplay. My suggestions for this is to, if you want to play competitive, go through guided games at the launch. Guided games is a hugely promoted thing Bungie is doing right now, and if you mix this in with over 50 plus hours of supposed content for PvE, over 80 missions, it will help you over the lifespan of the game to enjoy it more. If you don't have a raid team at launch because you're a new player, go through guided games, which is a in-game clan interface for you to join games. It's kind of like an in-game LFG. Try BungieNet or try Reddit and do your best to try and find a group of people. That way you're not always stuck solo. There's going to be tons of players, and guarantee there will be people available to help you do what you have to do in the game. Or even you might even meet new friends, and that way you can go through the game that way. Mix this together, you find 3 other people now, you can jump into competitive games together or even quick play and just have a good time. And the lifespan of the game over 3 years will greatly increase with your enjoyment factor involved in that. Final point of the game, and probably I would say the biggest point, is your teammates are the key to you being successful in PvP. This is why I kind of stressed in the last point I made for you to make sure you go through guided games if you want to play competitive seriously and find people to play with. Because there's just a lot of issues with how team play works if you're a solo queue. It's just too hard to be consistent. Um, my tips for you as a solo queue player, whether in quick play or if you do try competitive, is find a teammate and find opposite angles to attack with. For example, on Endless Vale, If someone's on B, or if someone's pushing from drain, shooting onto B flag, shoot from shrine or one of the power ammo spawns with a pulse rifle, or shoot one of the alleyways in, find an opposite angle. You never want to be on someone's tail. If there's a sniper that picked up sniper ammo, obviously he's a sniper, don't stick right next to him and bring unnecessary aggro. Find a new angle to support that sniper, or even push in and have that sniper support you. He's doing his job right, that those things will balance out. It's no longer a solo powerhouse game like Destiny 1 is. Destiny 1 rewarded dumb plays way too often, which is why I believe a lot of people were not comfortable with how Destiny 2 played at the start. People would push in solo into a 1v3 on an objective, expect to win that gunfight, and constantly get shot down. And this is an important thing. That has nothing to do with the time to kill being too slow. It's the fact that that play was not a smart play to make. The biggest thing is you need to make a pick and go off those numbers, or, like I said, work with your team. The biggest thing is a lot of people compare this to Halo, and the difference is you don't really have your grenades to help you make a 2v1, make a 3v1 slightly easier for a teammate to help clean up. But there still is a lot of tools for you available to win a 1v1. The time to kill isn't impossible in this game. It's not too horribly slow that it's unmanageable. You can win a 1v1 clean. The 2v1 is where you're going to find your challenge. The 3v1 is what's probably going to be the hardest thing for you to do, unless the other team just doesn't know where you're at and you're at a really good angle. Some smaller things are, if you're alone on countdown, don't leave your team to plant opposite spawn. If you're all at one point, for example, rugs on Midtown, don't leave to solo plant market and then die just for them to defuse it and essentially throw around your team. None of that's worth it. And just pretty much stick with that. So kind of summarizing everything over, don't leave games. Stick through with the rewards. It'll help you out. It'll help your team out in the long run. Skill-based matchmaking will make things easier for you. Go through guided games. If you're looking to get more serious into competitive play, and play around your teammates. Your teammates are key. That is where you will win in Destiny 2. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I do stream on Twitch almost every day over at twitch.tv/a_wendler34. I also have a Twitter, twitter.com/a_wendler34 as well. And again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully you brought something to the table. Have a good rest of your day.